The New England Patriots, in what I consider to be a pretty shocking move, this is one I didn't see coming because we've heard for the last few days, you got these rumors swirling about Rob Gronkowski, whether or not the Patriots are going to trade him. So they turn around, and they don't trade him, but they trade Brandin Cooks to the Los Angeles Rams, who had a very active offseason. They get the Rams' first-round pick, the 23rd pick overall. They get a 6th-round pick, and the Patriots send the 4th-round pick along with Cooks. Now, I got some thoughts on this trade because I'm very torn on how I feel about this trade for both teams now. Dave, why don't you start off, though? How do you feel about this?
Well, I mean, look, first and foremost, literally first and foremost, you have to think about this, all right? In the last year, so since last offseason up until this day, the Patriots got Brandin Cooks and pick number 118 in exchange for pick number 32 and pick number 103 of last year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
Then they managed to turn Brandin Cooks into pick number 23 this year. They were also able to deal Jimmy Garoppolo for pick number 43 from the Niners. That's this year.
Mm-hmm.
So in this year's draft, the Patriots, who are the Super Bowl runners-up, had pick number 23, pick number 31, pick 43, and pick 63. So they have 4 of the top 63 picks, and they literally lost the Super Bowl this year.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I can't take credit for knowing that. I got that off of a guy called David Hellman. He's a staff writer actually for the Dallas Cowboys. So I didn't want to steal credit for somebody else's stuff. So I just thought that was cool as hell. Really, when it comes down to it, there's a couple different thoughts I have, and I look forward to your reactions. One, now they have 2 first-round draft picks, and the asking price for Odell Beckham Jr. is 2 first-round draft picks. And I think that's really interesting. I don't think they do it. I don't think he is a Patriot way, Belichick kind of guy, personally. Nor do I think they want to trade for a guy who's going into his rookie contract, or a final year of his rookie contract. Just knowing New England the way you know them. So I don't think it actually happened, but definitely interesting. On top of that, only Belichick could pull this off. It's unbelievable how they're able to do what they do. And no matter what they end up doing, whether they trade these picks, whether they actually draft players, maybe they move around. I mean, you never know with Belichick. And no matter what they do, you're just going to be like, it's just unbelievable how smart they managed, handle this league. So that's kind of my thoughts when it comes down to the Patriots side of things. When I look at the Rams, though, I mean, in all honesty, they just remind me of the 11 Eagles that were just, paper champions and yippee and all that. And I think they went like 7-9 that year and missed the playoffs. So who cares? But at the same time, if they're able to utilize Cooks, I think they have to be able to utilize him better than they use Tavon Austin. Yeah. I think Cooks is a better wide receiver, but we also don't know what kind of opportunities they were really trying to give Tavon Austin. So you got to kind of see how they handle that. Now Cooks also replaces, Sammy Watkins. So, it kind of keeps them with having at least maybe a 1B type of wide receiver. I don't really consider them either one of them in like the same class as Julio or AJ Green or Odell, or I just don't put them up there with those guys. So I think, it's an interesting trade, but to me, I'm a firm believer in, until I see you play, I'm not going to get hyped about you making, trades and doing things like that. So we shall see. But the Rams team is looking like some fake team we put together in a video game.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that Eagles team, and I'm hazy on the year myself. I think you're right for 2011 there, because that was what I was thinking of too, because you've seen teams before put together these super team-looking rosters, at least on this, like you said. Now you add Cooks. You already have Cooper Kupp at wide receiver. You have Todd Gurley in the backfield. Hopefully Jared Goff continues his improvement. I think the danger this puts on the Rams team this year is that the Rams were the feel-good story of last season, going from an embarrassment in 2016 to one of the best teams in the league last season. Now, with Ndamukong Suh and Marcus Peters and Aqib Talib on board now, you've gone from that feel-good story to a team that is not only in win-now mode, this team has to win. Because if you look at what they've put together right now, you have no first and second round draft pick as a result of this. Because they traded their second round draft pick away in the Sammy Watkins trade. And now you trade your first round pick away to replace Watkins with Brandin Cooks. I don't think there's going to be an argument. Brandin Cooks is obviously a better receiver than both Tavon Austin and Sammy Watkins. I think we can agree on that one. So you have that. But you have a lot of guys now who are commanding top dollars, and then you have guys like Aaron Donald, who sooner or later you're going to have to renegotiate his contract. You're going to have to renegotiate Todd Gurley's contract at some point. So you have all these guys coming up who are going to need the contracts redone. You don't really have a lot of cap space to do it. You don't really have a lot of depth if any of these guys go down, and you will lose two potential building blocks who could have really helped you in that, in the first and second round draft pick, getting Brandin Cooks, and before that it was Sammy Watkins. So that's a danger right there. Yeah, it looks good on paper, but I'm telling you right now, if this doesn't work out, Los Angeles is going to have a major problem moving forward if this season doesn't hit the way it's supposed to. As for the Patriots, you know something? At first, I kind of thought this was a bad deal for them. Because I get the idea of having the 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. That's great and all. And yes, Belichick does it again. When does Belichick's luck run out in these trades, though, is my question. Because Cooks, in my opinion, is a top 15 wide receiver in the league. I know the Patriots have their bread and butter is bringing in these unheralded wide receivers and turning them into stars. They did it with Deion Branch. They did it with Wes Welker. They've done it with Julian Edelman. You know they can do it. When does that luck run out, though? And Cooks added a lot to the Patriots' attack this season. And also, what happens if now you traded Cooks? What happens if you wind up trading Rob Gronkowski later on? Because yes, next season Julian Edelman should be healthy, Chris Hogan should be healthy. You have Malcolm Mitchell. In my opinion, this is going to put a lot of pressure on Philip Dorsett to really pop next season. Because in my opinion, he's the guy who's got to wind up stepping up here. He's the guy who basically wound up replacing Cooks in the Super Bowl after Cooks went down with, I think it was a concussion, and he had to leave the game. Dorsett was really one of the guys who wound up stepping up in his place. He's never shown any sort of consistency in his first couple seasons in the league. Now, he has to have a major league next season. Otherwise, I don't know if this could really work in terms of productivity standpoint on the field next season. In terms of what this could mean for the future, hey, you get 4 picks in the first 2 rounds, and you have the roster that you currently have. You have the ability to really look towards your future here. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely just think it's going to be, one of those trades that when you look back on it, I think Belichick's going to just do something great with it again. And I think you were right with the Rams having the pressure, but the good thing is really what they're doing is they're kind of putting all their eggs in this basket, trying to capitalize while they have Goff on his rookie deal and one more year of Donald on his deal. And, it's really what they're doing. A lot of these guys within a year, by the end of next season, the latest the following season, won't be on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think outside of Goff, Donald, and Gurley, nobody on that team at this point is guaranteed to be on that roster within a year or two.